Come up like this.
So like keep a delta depth.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Ready?
Sure.
Yep.
So,
Wait. Let me change
Wait.
my.
so we're going to set up to map on the way back to the area where we saw bubble streams and tube worms in a lovely chemosynthetic community earlier this morning and on our last dive. That's about 550 meters to the south-southeast. So we'll be flying about 30 meters off the seafloor, but if you want to look at some beautiful mapping data, I'm sure that Ed will pull that up once we get all set up. So
Yep.
I'm going to let them set everything up and be quiet. So Chris?
Yep.
So we've discussed things and we've decided that we probably would like to pass over waypoints 3 and waypoints 2, kind of go towards south of those, sort of in the area of MP2,
All
like
right.
a straight line so that we can just...
I'll take a look in just a second.
Yeah,
let me finish setting this up.
yeah, it's just like overshooting it a little bit, just so we can get in a good survey and have that done.
Okay, good. Everything seems to be working. There's water column data. Let's there we go. Okay, so let's make a, wait a second. Okay, can you say that again, Susan?
So we've, tomorrow night, just discussed this, and instead of just proceeding to waypoint 3, it would be nice if we could just continue farther south over waypoints 3 and waypoint 2, sort of in the area of NP2, so we can get that whole collapse feature,
Well,
and so we don't have to set up again.
So you want to go down here and then go over these? Is that?
No, we just want to go in a straight line towards waypoint 3 and waypoint 2, all the way to the east of NP2. We want to catch that whole collapse feature.
Oh, so in here. Sorry, I'm...
Just past all these sampling points so that we have that on the map as well, where we have
Okay,
been
so you want
sampling.
to... So if I set a target like... Let me zoom out so we can see everything.
Not
So
all the...
if we draw a line like so.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be that long, actually.
No, we
Just-
don't want to, but we do want waypoint 2 in there.
Yeah.
It should be farther south than that.
So like...
Yeah.
Yeah, about
All
like
right,
that.
I'll put a
about
target there just to give
Yeah.
us something to head for.
Yeah.
Okay, new heading, 174.
Thank you, Chris.
Chris, let me know when you have the Norbit up and running.
You can bring it up. It's on the Norbit laptop.
Oh,
And if it's okay with the pilots, could we get it on one of the screens up here?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm running out of
Working
displays to look at things.
Roger.
All right, I'm going to start the recording, and then we are ready to go.
So while we're doing this transit, we're going to be
Oh,
mapping.
I am recording.
on it.
Look at that.
3. I'm going to put that out on set 3. Then I'll put it on your top left nope. Going on top left monitor?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I use the bottom left.
something like that.
nice.
And we just upgraded to this channel. We got the premium package.
Included in our subscription.
Yeah,
the Norbit network.
yes.
Norbit.
Well,
Of course.
Of course.
How else are we going to make money, George? Okay.
For those of you at home, Norbit is the sonar that we're using to map the seafloor. It's attached to Hercules. Going to fly about 30 meters above the bottom while we're transiting from this area north of our sampling sites. We were hoping to find some bubble streams and chemosynthetic communities up here, but we did not, so we're going to head back.
Okay, you picked up your heading? Good. All right, are everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
We're ready.
Buku ready.
Born ready.
Bridge nav, 800 meters, 174. .5 should be good.
So we will not be seeing the bottom here. We're 30 meters above bottom. But you can look at our beautiful sonar display, which shows the large screen. It's showing the seafloor as we map it. You can see that little white thing. That is a 2-scale reproduction of Hercules, the ROV. And in the upper left corner, we're looking at the water column data. So we'll be looking for bubble streams in those data. The hard white reflector is the seafloor in that upper left screen. It just went away.
Okay.
There you go.
Oops.
It's not behaving.
All right.
Nice.
How many computers can I juggle at once?
Chris,
Okay. Actually, I might pull it up on here. When we're transiting, this isn't super useful for you guys.
Oh, I can put that over here.
Yeah, maybe bring it up over there.
Essential.
Oh, yeah, you want
Other
to
than
see.
being essential. It's
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, can you see it? Can you see it okay over there? Or
Other than it being the thing I look at the most.
Right. We don't need it.
yeah. Okay, fair.
Oh, Bob.
Bob just doesn't want to get dragged into a cliff.
Uh-huh.
All right, the ship is underway, so
It's going on.
Yeah, that would be bad with the last 2 hours of the cruise.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider putting it or replacing one of our screens with like the aft deck one?
Like one of these up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need aft deck.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you needed another monitor, you could kind of.
Okay.
As long as that's possible. With
Yeah, because there's.
Sure.
If you could put Camac up there, that would be good, because that.
Where are you talking?
Where the aft deck one is.
Got it. All over it.
It's just, there's just a few. I just need to see if that Camac is popping up with warnings or anything like that, so.
P2. Hip. That is number 6. And I'm going to put in there. What do you want there? Camac 2?
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, Camac 2, correct.
Camac 2, I put that in PC2. Okay, got that there. And we're going to put PC2 over there.
Is your speed cool?
Who are you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, who are
You.
you talking to?
Bob?
Yeah.
Are you set up, Chris?
Yeah, we're moving.
Okay, I
Let's
got
do it up over here.
I have a question about the water column display up there.
Yeah.
Why is it black in the center there? I mean, would we see if there's a bubble stream right
You would.
at nadir? It would.
You
Go
would.
through
I
that
can turn
black?
up the gain a little if it makes you feel a little better.
Well, I just, it isn't what I see in the multi-beam. We generally have like a background.
Yeah. I
There.
think the black is pretty normal for the Norbit. I'll crank the gain a little bit.
But if the bubble stream did show up in that
Oh, yeah.
area, we would see it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just wondering.
Here, yeah, so even with the gain all the way cranked,
Oh, I see. So
it's
there
just,
you see
it's
it.
just a really clear picture.
Yeah.
We'll put it right about there. That way we're not going to miss stuff in the water column, but we're not blowing it out either.
Okay. Gotcha.
Is that what you wanted for your monitor wall?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Thanks, Ed.
That's nothing.
Now I can leave it and see if large amounts of red text start to happen.
In the upper left corner there in the water column data, we've been able to see schools of fish, if they have a fish bladder, which has air in it. So you might see little blobs of things in there that could possibly be fish. What we're looking for is something that appears like a flare in that upper left screen. And of course, in the large screen, we're looking at the seafloor. Chris is mapping. You want to explain a little bit, Chris, what's going on here
Yeah, let me
when you get a chance?
get back to that screen. Just a second.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so we're basically just surveying 30 meters off the ground. We have, we've pointed our multi-beam sonar towards the ground here, and we are keeping track of our position and plotting the multi-beam returns as we go along. So You can kind of think of it like we're basically just doing a big flatbed scanner sort of thing for the next 500 meters. And it'll give us sort of this color scale image of the intensity of the return, so we can use that to find things that are sort of different materials, but maybe don't have a whole lot of differences in elevation, but we also keep track of the elevation.
So that intensity data is overlaid on the bathymetry, so you are seeing the shape of the seafloor as well, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
This other point cloud that you see here is color scaled, is bathymetry color scaled by depth. And that's just keeping track of our positions, or keeping track of where we've been. So you'll see that update periodically as we go. Yeah, and then up here you can see the water column data. So in here we're looking for those flares that Susan was talking about. And you'll see them come up as big streaks straight up.
And we are 30 meters off the bottom, which translates to about 100 feet for us people in the United States that haven't adopted the metric system. And we cannot see the seafloor from this high up. So we're traveling through the water column while we're doing this mapping. And also we can move faster through the water column, and we're trying to get to the area where we saw bubble streams earlier, so we can do a little more sampling. And how long do you think that will take for us to do this transit, Chris?
Let's see. Looks like an hour, maybe just under. We haven't.
Okay.
We're not quite up to full steam yet, so.
All right. Thank you. Tamara says, make haste.
Man, I should not even venture into this. Tamara, you speak German, yes?
Yes.
So I'm going to butcher this, and I'm going to ask you to pronounce it correctly.
Oh.
But the German philosopher Goethe was known for saying without haste, without rest, which I thought was ohne Rast ohne Hast, or something like that.
Oh, what was that? Yeah.
Without haste, without rest.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Completely
we have to go back to year 10 of education
ohne, oh.
Without haste, without rest?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah,
Just
ohne Rast, ohne Weile, something like this.
Yes,
but I think I don't do it right. I think.
Well, you're doing it better than me in a Philadelphia accent.
I think I'm using not the correct saying.
Yes,
I totally can pronounce it, but
but the notion is that you you work hard, but don't rush at the expense of the product.
Tamara's from Europe, and of course from Switzerland, and speaks several languages, which most people in Europe do. Going from country to country is sort of like going from state to state here over in Europe. And she's hoping after a year and a half of being restricted here that she can finally get home for Christmas.
To the Christmas markets.
Oh, yeah. And we love the chocolate that she brings back.
Yeah, I'm very bad at that. I buy people the best chocolate in the world when I'm in Germany, and I eat it all on the trip home, and then I tell them I bought them the best chocolate, but I ate it all on the way home.
Yeah. Oh, the Swiss chocolate is amazing. So we can see it's really dropping off on the starboard side. So as the water gets deeper, your swath width increases, correct? Chris, because we're getting a lot more coverage.
Yeah, that's right. And because we're looking down slope on this one side, we're
Uh-huh.
seeing pretty far. But yeah,
Well, that's
the more
good.
you do that, the more you lose sort of the quality of your beams. So you got to be careful not to overdo it.
But it will be nice. We'll be able to see down this.
Yeah, well, right now we're just kind of trying to get an idea of what's here more than get a super nice map, right? Is that the...
Well, we want both.
Okay.
Of course. We want it all.
All right. It's like 500 meters. I don't know. Yeah, like 550 total. We probably have about, I'm not sure how much we have left. Let me see. Oh no, 600 meters. What?
It's getting further
away.
away.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. No, 500 was the original target, and then we switched. Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
So if we have to be on deck at noon, what time do we have to come up, Bob?
Sorry, I was muted. So it's going to take 100 minutes or so.
Okay. Alrighty. So an hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah, that's the number.
So that means we have to leave the bottom at 11:20.
Yeah, and now that we're up to speed, this line should take us 40 minutes.
11:10.
If we're streaming ahead and we pitch weights, we can come up a little bit quicker. Could maybe get another 20 minutes.
That sounds very good to me.
So 80 minutes to come up.
Around 10:30-ish.
10:30-ish. Got it. Let's compromise here.
I just did.
I know. I know.
There's
you
no
did.
more compromising.
But
I
Kylie,
gave you all I can give you.
Kylie compromised between your call and tomorrow's, so.
If we keep fudging the numbers, then it's going to be wrong.
10:30 Pacific time.
Okay.
That would be 17:30 Greenwich time.
So what's the plan if we see seeps along the way? Are we planning on finishing this survey no matter what? Or if you see something, do you want to stop and try to sample?
I'm not sure. I think we're going to see something at waypoint 2 and 3 because we have been there this morning already.
Sure.
And I would want to sample more there. But then we are probably just 5 minutes away from finishing the map anyway. So
yeah.
I think then we should just keep going and try to be really fast getting back to the spot and pick up some more stuff. And what we for sure will do is taking the Niskin bottles when we start rising. So we will fill for sure up all the 6 bottles that we have.
So that's at specific depths?
Yes.
Okay, how specific at depths? I mean,
1, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40 meters.
Oh, okay. I mean, that sort of slows down the going up time, right?
We can,
stop and
for the first, maybe the 1 and the 4, we have to stop, but the other ones we can take on the fly.
Okay.
If it's
so if
12
so
or,
if
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you don't have, we won't be worrying about bubble streams being in them after
No,
that.
just over the sides here to get the a methane profile and the eDNA profile with
That's
distance from the
okay.
seafloor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And waypoint 2 and 3 are the ones that you're particularly interested in,
Right,
I just
that-
want to make sure that that's well within our...
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's where we've seen a lot of bubbling, and that's over the hydrate site as well.
Yeah, that's well within our...
Yeah, basically when we are
I think we'll
Pass.
pretty much get the whole... Yeah, we'll get this whole blob of targets as we go.
Right.
that is very good. Yeah.
That's what we want.
We're getting about 70 meters to either side, so that's about so far
Yeah.
on the map.
Good.
Okay, good.
I mean, this is really a useful tool when we're doing transits like this,
Yeah.
because otherwise we'd just be flying above the seafloor and not really
Starting to get a
collecting
little bit
data.
of something.
Definition. We should be seeing some of that rocky crap pretty soon. I'm excited to see all the big boulders
Yeah.
that we saw on the previous dive
Yeah.
here. Will be a little bit more interesting seafloor, I think, than anything. Well, we've mapped except for maybe the big donut. That looked pretty beautiful once
Yeah, that
Chris
came
had
out.
worked up all the data.
That turned out to be kind of a neat sight.
Yeah. Much more exciting in your sonar than it was on the seafloor.
Yeah. eh. I'm wondering if cruising at this altitude isn't almost better than cruising along the seafloor with the Norbit forward facing for finding seeps in general, because I think we get a wider swath here, and as we've seen, we can very easily see them from this configuration. But you have to be high and you can't see the seafloor, so I guess that's the trade-off. But
So Chris, I think the ultimate for this system would be if you could rotate it so that you could rotate it down if you wanted to map and rotate it
Yeah,
up
well,
if you
that
wanted
was-
to be able to.
we
That was
See
the
the
plan.
sea.
we tried
Yeah,
that.
was the plan.
Oh,
there's some smoky electronics sitting down in the ROV shop from
Oh.
our attempt there.
okay. But that is the plan.
that was
Mhm.
that was the plan, and that's something that we would like to be able to do.
Because
It didn't work out this time.
we're obviously missing it on the seafloor. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we might have seen something if we had
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Because through all these dives, Chris has been able to pinpoint the bubble streams down to like within a meter, which is just incredible with this system when it's pointing outward instead of down. So what is everybody doing when they get off the ship? Kylie, are you going on vacation?
Hey.
No, I'm staying on the ship for another month.
Yeah, I've got another 6 weeks.
Wow.
I think we have like an 8-hour port call or something like that effect. And then
Then we're not allowed off the boat again till September.
Oh, wow.
I get to go back to the warehouse and clean up a bunch of trash.
And shoo all the wild animals out of there.
Yeah.
Taylor Ann, what about you?
go back to grad school. I'm done with all of my classes, but I'll be back in the lab.
In LA.
Yeah, in LA. Oh, cool. Hanging out with my housemates and enjoying the sun
where
of
are you going
LA.
to school?
Cal State Northridge.
In the valley.
Yeah, the good old valley.
She's a valley girl.
Nah, I'm from Chicago, but I live in the valley now.
Chris, you going back?
Nope, I'm out for the next month too, so.
So it's just me and Bob hanging out in LA.
So
Yeah.
Chris, what,
Yeah.
what are you doing
Right? Yeah.
after this? I mean, are you,
Uh,
you're finished with school, right?
I'm finished with school, yeah. I'm doing a postdoc. We have some grants to do to extend my dissertation work to be more of a online tool for use on the ship. And yeah, it's basically about doing a sort of a statistical analysis, a machine learning sort of analysis of seafloor bathymetry and trying to pull a better model out of shipboard multi-beam data. And so far it's been pretty successful, but it's, you know, a little unwieldy to use. So we're going to put it together in a nice tool package.
So you're doing a postdoc?
Yeah.
Which is after you get your PhD. And Tamara and I will be heading back
To work, yes.
to work. To Newport, Oregon. Hapville Marine Science Center. Hopefully someday soon we'll all get to gather together in that building. Right now we're still restricted as to how many people can be in the building at one time, and we have COVID restrictions still going on. Although Lincoln County, where we live, is quite well vaccinated. I think like 74 or 75%. So
I was just down in Florence. I'm always surprised that Lane County runs all the way to the sea.
I know. It's been an odd situation because we're doing so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no indoor dining there, only outdoor. I love Florence. It's such a pretty little town. Well,
Yeah.
pretty town. The drive is amazing.
It's a good description of that drive and one for over the cuckoo's nest.
Everybody talks about Big Sur, but I think that that stretch of coastline is between Yachats and Florence is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. The whole Oregon coast is gorgeous, actually. We're looking forward to getting back.
Yeah, I think one of the first things I want to do is go to the beach when I get home.
I know.
You didn't get enough of the water?
Oh.
You want more? You want coastline? I want, yeah,
sand.
and the sun.
Yeah,
sunshine.
My favorite part of the ocean is the shore. The beach.
Yeah, I love tide pooling as well.
Yes.
Playing in tide pool.
You know what? Tide pools?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
seeing what kind of creatures are there.
You ever been to Monterey?
Oh yeah, Monterey is
Pacific
beautiful.
Grove?
That was actually the first place in California I ever visited.
Really?
Yeah.
As you go south from Pacific Grove, there's some rock outcroppings right before you get to the conference center, the Asilomar Conference Center. And that's where my wife and I got engaged 33 years ago.
Aww.
Of course, back then it was prehistoric times and the ocean was much higher.
Or lower.
Lower, I don't remember. It's the glacial maximum.
Okay. So you could walk all the way out to Catalina Island.
Yeah, it was just had to watch out for the woolly mammoths.
Right. I don't like that because I'm older than you, Ed. But stop it.
Okay. You're on the right side of older, though. You get discounts somewhere. I don't.
Yeah, 62. They didn't give me a
Close.
discount on the train.
I
You
get-
have
I
to be
have a-
65 for that.
I have a birthday this month and get,
August 13th.
yeah.
I heard there's no age requirement for AARP.
You just need to sign up and you get all their discounts.
50.
Yeah.
50 is it?
They
They
well,
start
I think
sending
it's
that
50.
stuff at 45, right?
You know, I dodged them. They somehow didn't
What?
know about me. I think it's because my dad has the same name. I'm actually a third. So
They
I
just
think he
doubled down
gets-
on sending him stuff.
I think I get all of his stuff.
It's a sad day when you get that envelope in the mail from Art.
Why? Oh, it's a privilege. You are an elite class.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like...
You have to pay for it, by the way. They don't just give it to you.
Get that saved. I've done all sorts of system changes over here.
So we're seeing some
Transiting.
structure on the port side and the seafloor data.
So do you post-process the nav data too? Yeah. Yeah.
He does it all.
Yeah, I do a bit. Mostly I use just the real-time nav solution is fine, good enough. Yeah, I'm recording it. This year I'm recording it straight off the MUX.
When you say the real-time nav, are you talking about USBL, the ultra-short baseline?
No, just the navigation solution that we're using right now to do the mapping.
And what solution is that? Is that Dead Reckoning, or is it?
It's Dead Reckoning and USBL.
Okay, so you combine the two.
I combine the two. Right now we're on just Dead Reckoning only mode because we're not doing overlapping passes or anything.
Right,
It just keeps things a little bit smoother.
right.
What is... Norbit is missing some points randomly. I guess that's okay.
We're not going back.
Yeah, we don't have much of a choice in the matter, so
Looks good to us. A nice fill factor.
We have a new USBL system this year, so our nav's pretty darn good.
It is. I mean, the improvements that have happened in navigation in the last 20 years or so that I've been participating in remote operated vehicle dives and have done some navigation work myself. Man, it's a lot better than it used to be.
That's what that fancy new piping and stuff is in the gym, right? Part of the new.
Yeah. There's a moon pool in there, which is open.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the difference, right? You didn't have that last year.
We did. It was covered.
Yeah.
We just haven't actively been using it. We have a transducer hold as well down below where a lot of the instruments are, but for this we actually lower it while we're diving.
I think there's a plan in the future to have a pole that's, more built into the ship that how's that stuff more rigid and get it down further.
If you've been out with ROVs that are just using a vessel of convenience, they usually have a pole that goes over the side that they lower before and after dive. So this is the equivalent.
Only better.
I don't know if it's better. It's sort of the same thing, just more in the middle of the ship instead of off the side.
Right. Yeah, talking about Dead Reckoning, I remember when I was still a student at University of Washington, we went on a cruise that would be the early 90s off to the Marshall Islands. And
I love the Marshall Islands.
Yeah, we lost our navigation. I mean, we didn't have the satellite network that we have now.
Yeah.
You were operating off of 1 or 2, maybe 3 satellites if you were lucky. And they just go out, we just lose them. And drive along, at a certain speed and plot our course on maps, real paper maps on a light table. And then all of a sudden we get our satellites back and we would be shocked that we were actually where we thought we were, just keep going on a certain course and know how fast you're going, but that's, in the years that I've been sailing, we've gone from that to, I mean, how many satellites do we have up there now that we're using? How many satellites do we use for navigation here?
Well, GPS, I think, is 28 active. It
Yeah.
might be 32.
I think it's like 28 active, and then there's several in the
Standby.
array that they keep in case they need to pull one out for maintenance.
Right.
They have like a set number that they have operational all the time, so they have additional
Right.
to cycle out.
And I think some countries realized when we were introducing standard was it standard deviation? Is that what they called it when they introduced intentional errors into GPS?
No,
I don't know.
Well, what was that called?
Pseudo-random noise.
It was
selective
selective
Yeah.
service or something.
selective availability.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's the one.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to know too much where we were. That was more military, right?
Yeah, so they were afraid that some nefarious actors might use that to harm the U.S. So these other countries have deployed other similar systems. GLONASS, I think. GLONASS
GLONASS, yeah.
is one of them. I think
Chinese
have a version.
Yeah, what's theirs called?
So you mean they dither with their dithering positions?
We used to introduce false
I know we did.
errors, and
50
now
meters.
we can.
GLONASS, is that the Russian one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that we could shut off GPS entirely except for access by the military.
Yeah. Yeah, they could reintroduce introduce that into the system anytime.
At any time, yeah.
So keep up on your dead reckoning skills, everyone.
Yeah. Get your sextant
Yes.
skills
Right.
sharpened.
So
Right.
GPS is the United States like satellite system, but a general, like in general, like GLONASS and the I cannot remember the Chinese satellite system name. It's
Baidu or something, right?
like EIDO is in it, but it has a consonant in the beginning, and I can't remember.
Let me ask Uncle Wiki.
But in any event, the overarching term is GNSS. Is
Yes.
like, that's any
Solution.
right, any satellite system.
And GPS stands for Global Positioning Satellites, right? And I don't think that they're all U.S. satellites, are they?
GPS is U.S.
It's
Totally.
Yeah, it started in 1973, and it was called Navstar
Are you getting
GPS.
Oh,
a bit here,
right.
Bob?
What?
It looks like you're getting yanked around a little bit, at least from my point of view.
And
Slowing it down.
after that Korean Airlines flight that accidentally strayed over the Kamchatka, whatever peninsula that is,
Right.
they made it available to civilians.
It looks like now we're going over
Or
this
Kylie can come down.
collapse.
I did.
Now we start seeing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been holding the same relative. You haven't been panning the camera, right?
No, I'm not panning the camera, but my delta keeps going way up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go back to the speed. But just come down.
So now we're getting in mapping that area.
He's seeing it getting.
I know. I was gonna go
over
back.
22.
Go ahead, do it.
So the fully operational GNSSs are the U.S. GPS, Russian GLONASS, China's I'm horrible at Mandarin, and this is probably even
And
Cantonese.
The EU is Galileo, isn't it?
Yep. And China's is
I'm up to date on my GNSS info.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. And Japan has kind of an add-on to the U.S. system
Interesting.
called Quasi-Zenith.
I believe India is developing there.
Yeah, they plan to expand. They have a regional navigation system, an IRNSS.
So like when we look at the weather models, they'll have the European weather model and the American weather model, and those are based on different satellite systems? Is that true?
I think, and I think different math and perspectives
Right.
on, yeah.
What was the Chinese one called? Did you find it?
Beidao.
Beidao.
But
I knew I had
I
the end of it.
I'm not that good at inflectional
Oh yeah,
languages,
it's okay. Yeah.
Boy, the bathymetry data are really interesting,
Yeah.
Chris. We're seeing all those boulders
my Mandarin, if I remember the word
that
correctly,
we
is
saw
puhao.
in this collapse area here, slope failure for some reason. Maybe it just got too heavy and exceeded the angle of repose and it all just collapsed, or
Yeah.
there could have been some kind of tectonic strain, or
And
it
actually,
caused a bit of a landslide here, but
yeah,
this is the area where we were seeing the bubble streams and found the hydrate. It's pretty interesting to look at. The bathymetry has definitely changed.
I don't know if we have the slope for it here, but you can have bathymetry that mirrors most of the topography found on Earth, so you can actually have tsunamigenic landslides underwater.
Right. So now we should be coming up, well, we're not quite at the area where we saw the bubble streams, but yeah, soon we probably will see something in the water column data. Off to, let's see, off to port, the left.
I have a ringing in my ears.
Oh dear.
You think we can step to the left?
You want me to
10
step to
meters?
the left?
Yeah. Just if you can do I don't know if you can, how slowly you can do it, but if just a gentle slide left 10 meters.
Good idea, Chris.
Yeah, we just aren't seeing upslope
A little bit far
quite
enough.
as far as I was thinking we might, so.
Yeah.
We're still within range, I just want to.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we got more.
Because I mean, we're seeing pretty clearly 50 meters, which is all the way out to here, so.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I think it'd be good to.
But we're definitely seeing.
Slide that way a bit more, you're right. So we can get some, little bit on the top of this collapse.
Those are bubbles right there. See them?
Yeah.
Bubbles. There we go.
Yeah, well, let's see, hopefully. Yeah, there they are in the Norbit now.
Wow. Well, and we are very near waypoint 3,
Right. The bubbles 3 also.
Yep.
which is where we saw them this morning. Hey, this stuff works. It's great.
Do a gauge check.
And we're seeing all this rubble on the seafloor, like
Right.
the big
We have
carbonate.
been diving in there.
Yeah. That's where we almost got stuck, Bob.
Nice.
Keep on trucking.
His favorite spot.
I didn't get stuck. Where's this getting stuck coming from? We weren't stuck.
No.
You're talking about where we did the hydrate?
Yeah,
The arm was stuck.
Oh, we were not stuck.
it was just locked, right?
Oh, the arm, yeah.
Sorry, say again. I had weather report or something coming in.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, we were not stuck on the bottom. Where's that coming from? Who's saying that?
Nobody.
It's all over the tabloids.
That's a,
The National Enquirer.
Scuttlebutt, really.
Oh, that's cool.
we were not stuck.
News of the world.
That was just a very difficult position to try and sample in, right?
Health check.
Oh, yeah.
Gauges. QC check.
Wow, that's
1,
just
2,
crazy. It's amazing
3.
data. Those
Check.
data are
1,
amazing.
2, 10.
So was that enough of a step sideways there?
Yeah, that looked good.
More bubbles.
Oh, we're seeing the bottom.
Yeah, bottom
Ah!
in sight.
Whoa.
How come? Oh, because it just
Because we're coming up on
such a bunch of rubble, and yeah, we're kind of coming back up slope,
This,
yeah, it's going to come up fast today, is there, Kylie?
Raj.
fast and furious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're at almost 30 meters off the seafloor, according to the altitude. Wow.
We're going to get a lot of occlusions on this map.
Occlusions?
Yeah.
hidden by the height.
Well, because like ideally we'd want to,
Do it in
like
both
if
directions.
we were going to be doing multiple passes on this, you'd need to get multiple passes on each thing so you can get the rocks from either side.
Oh,
When you have this much vertical structure, you can't cover it all in one pass.
So you're saying gaps,
Uh,
because you can't see
yeah,
behind
it's-
certain
yeah.
structures. Yeah. Agreed.
Right, so see if I look at it this way, you can see how full it is,
Right.
right? And over from this side, we have
Yeah.
holes because they were occluded by the,
Right. You can't see behind something with the sonar when you're. It's beautiful anyway.
yeah,
Hi.
this was a cool pass.
Oh man, yeah.
Let me make sure I have this, keep this up. Oh yeah, see we got a little bit of something. Maybe it's fading out. Some
No,
bubbles in the water.
We're passing over a bubbles target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense then, I guess. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, this looks like a good one we could sample afterwards.
Okay, I'll put a marker.
Yeah, throw a nav target down.
So what was that, 20 meters to starboard? Yeah. That's probably right here,
where
bubbles found, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that 20 meters?
Looks
Yeah,
about
that's
right.
18 meters. That
Yeah.
seems like it. Okay.
Yeah, so
Wait.
let's go back there as soon as we're done here.
There you go, Tamara.
Yeah, I have gas from like where we did all the sampling in the center of this area, so this would be a new one where the bubbles found this.
It's incredible seafloor, just beautiful.
Yeah, I think we should soon stop mapping. I think we have only like half an hour left, and
Okay.
I would
Well,
like to take another
yeah, at this
bubble,
point, unless the only other thing is if you wanted to cover that, but other than that, we've passed all the targets
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, I think we should stop and go to the bubble stream.
Okay. Give me
Thank you, Chris. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Give me just a second. I'm going to stop the ship. You're going to have to.
Yep.
You're going to have to chase Argus for a minute.
Yep.
Yep.
Bridge nav, hold position. I'll leave it running while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Actually, I may just leave the recording running anyway. There's no reason to turn it off.
So do we get the other side of some of the?
We might.
Yeah, if we turn around.
We'll see what we get.
Okay.
Better to record it than to not, right?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me back the ship up. Bridge nav, 64 meters, 350.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the heading.
Okay.
You're gonna have to spin around too, I guess.
Bridge nav, hold position.
I want to go the other way. What's the heading?
Let me select the point. 340.
Roger.
All right, the ship in Argus should be stopped so we can head down whenever you're ready.
Hey, coming down.